Hi guys, this is my first time teaching one of my own songs. This is RU, and let's just get into it. This is in CG-D-G-B-E tuning, so, oops. You're gonna take normal standard, you're gonna take your E down to a C. And if you need like a reference point for that, that will be the 3rd fret of the A. Except I'm way out of tune now. So that'll be the 3rd fret of the A. Kind of like that. So if you need a reference, 3rd fret of the A is what you want to match to, but you don't want to match it directly. It's this C, the low E C, is down to an octave. That was a weird way of explaining that. You take your low E to a low C, and then you take your A to a G, which you can just match to your G string. Just like that. I didn't do a great job of explaining that, but that's your tuning. And then you're going to put a capo on the 4th fret, and if you don't have a capo, I know a lot of people use like a hair tie and a chopstick. I've never tried that, but you totally can. And if you don't have a capo, I'm going to teach a few more of my songs in the coming weeks, so you will not be without chance to learn a cash E banger. But let's just get into it. I'll teach the intro at the end because it's kind of hard, you know, the harmonic part, the blah blah blah. I'll teach that at the very end because it's difficult. But our first chord is this. Open, open, 3rd fret of the D. I'm going to use the string names for this, but because I don't feel like doing the 1, 2, 3, blah blah. Just learn your string names and you'll follow me. Open, open, 3rd fret of the D, open, 1st fret of the B. I play it with my middle finger on the 3rd fret and pointer on the 1st fret of the B, but for the next chord it is kind of a stretch, so if you need to play it differently, go ahead. I'm just teaching how I play it. So you go down, 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 and then on that final one, our second chord, it's kind of a weird tension E chord, but it is, all you do is you take that first chord and you add 4th fret of the G once. So dun, 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 dun. Back to open, or back to the first chord. And that's the first little part. Then our second chord, 4th fret of the E, open, 5th fret of the D, open, open, open. Then you slide that down, 2nd fret of the E, open, 4th fret of the D. And then our final chord is just the open strings, all the open strings. Another thing is I play this kind of loosely. I don't play just the strings I'm fretting or anything. I just play all the strings, and it can sound kind of messy, but I think it makes for these really big, cool sounding chords, so play it how you want to, I guess. But that's our first little part. And then all I change for the verse is I palm mute. So you just take like this fleshy part of your palm, rest it right here up against the strings, go 1, 2, and on the 3rd one I lift up my palm a little bit and hit a little bit harder. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't play this little riff during the verse. It only ever comes up that once in the intro, I'm pretty sure. But you just play that first chord, and then I'm calling this the second chord, even though technically this is the second chord, but you know what I mean. So then this chord, same thing, palm muted. Open, open once, then back to your first chord. And you start opening up a little bit more, a little less palm mute. And that's when we get into our bridge. So the transition from verse to bridge is just you strum harder without palm muting. Our bridge is going to be pretty straightforward. It's our first chord, then we slide that up 2 frets. Such a pretty chord. First chord, slide it up 2 frets, slide that up a fret, but take off your pointer finger, or whatever finger you have on the B string. So that's that. Slide that up to the 7th fret. and then that to the 9th. And then it's just those intro chords again, that third one, or second one, third one, then open. And then I play a little riff here, which is open, open, then a hammer-on, so 2nd fret of the D. The rhythm of it is really weird, but basically you're just taking your finger on and off of the D string while you strum through the open strings. Then you repeat. And on the final time, which is I think just the second one, we start over and it's basically like the intro. But I don't play that riff anymore. I only play it in the intro. I'm remembering now. But I threw my life away. Pause on the last chord and then mute. So you just go down, up, down, mute. And some people mute with their left hand. They just cover the strings lightly. I mute with my right hand, just put my palm over the strings. What are you? Down, up, down, up. Down, up, down. Where are you? And then strum, and then this part you just kind of strum through. Down, down, up, down, whatever. Pause. Mute. Where are you? What are you? Are you? Pause, and then you get to this part. Just a little riff. And this is a fairly, not easy picking pattern. It is pretty easy, but it's used a lot. So if you learn just this picking pattern, you can play most of my songs and a lot of other people's songs. It is just E, A, E, D. Or if you want to get less confusing, 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd string from the top down. So if you're looking at it from the top down, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, it would be 1st, 2nd, 1st, 3rd. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3. And conveniently, the first part of this little riff at the end is just those strings open in that pattern. So then 4th fret of the E, 2nd fret of the E, open again, 4th fret, open, 4th fret, 2nd, and then you strum through everything. Open, and there you go. That is the whole song that I can think of. Oh, the intro. The intro is a little bit hard, so for the rest of you guys that don't want to, you're a bunch of wimps and you don't want to try to learn it, goodbye now. But for those of you that are staying for it, this is it's a harmonic section, but it's not a regular harmonic where you just tap your finger over a fret. What you're going to do is you're going to take your left hand, hold a chord, and then with your right hand you're going to hover over a fret and pluck with your thumb, which is very, very difficult, you'll find. But it's going to be 16th fret, 16th fret of the E, 16th fret of the A, 18th fret of the D, 16th fret of the G. The technique is kind of hard to learn, but you just go like that. I hover my pointer finger over the fret and then pluck with my thumb. I know some people do slightly different, but that's what works best for me. And you just do that. That's the whole song. Thank you for watching and hopefully learning RU. I'm really bad at teaching, so I'm sorry if this was confusing. But I'll be teaching ISP, maybe change the subject, I'm not sure yet. And then some other stuff of mine eventually, soon. So tune in for that. Thank you guys for watching. Bye now. Bye-bye.